G'day mate and welcome back to Capital Industry with me, Jetty. In our last episode, we worked on the housing and made sure I can move everybody into the nicest housing I can possibly get for them. At the same time, I moved myself off to a little private island, which I made sure was decorated accurately, with a whole bunch of gold around the outside and some wonderful palm trees away from the traffic, the trauma, and the messy people that we've left behind. But today, I want to get into what Update 3 is all about. That is, of course, trains, which we have up and running. We have space up and running with our little space station that's doing our research. But what we don't have is we don't have asteroids. So today, I want to make at least steps on the way to getting asteroids up and running, so we can start raining down hell upon the town. But I cannot do that until I ask, can I borrow a like? I just like to borrow a like. I like to borrow a like. Oh, the video not happen. The video didn't enjoy the video. Well, I have some asteroids coming, and one of them will have your name on it. All right, first thing I need to do today is I need to solve a couple of problems. Last episode, we managed to get another reactor up and running, and I need to get this guy actually powered up. So can I turn you on so I at least have some power so we don't no longer hit red line on the power? Also, at the same time, I need to, get rid of this machine right here. This machine right here has processed all of our uranium 4% into uranium 20%, which is currently sitting on a couple of belts right here, which I want to tidy up. So if we go look in here and we look for 4% uranium, 4% please, we can see I have exactly 0 left, which means I do not need to have this infrastructure anymore. So we're going to get rid of this. I also don't need to have any of these anymore. They can all go away. Also, this lovely pipe here that was bringing in our hydrogen fluoride, I don't need to have that anymore because we're not going to be processing any more uranium into fuel cells, or uranium rods into fuel cells. Can I also get rid of you? And can I also get rid of you? Also, I don't need to have this rock belt anymore for this machine here that was making our hydrogen fluoride, and that also means I don't need to have this pipe, this pipe, this pipe, this pipe, this pipe, that belt, that machine, that belt, and that box. Of course, that box is going to be a little bit unhappy, but we're just going to remove all those and that'll make it nice and happy. And eventually, somebody will go dump that in the sea for me. On top of all that, I do not need to have these boxes right here. So we're going to be removing all those, and I'm going to be removing that. Also, once all this has been all tidied up, I can get the trucks to come across and put all the depleted uranium over here, because it's eventually going to end up, being processed over here and turned into more blanket fuel for me. Okay, with that process done, I need to go and look at a couple more processes. One is glass. I'm completely out of glass. I've been completely out of glass ever since last episode where we did a whole bunch of upgrades. So we need to get another reactor up and running, another smelter up and running. So we're just going to build another smelter, get you turned on. You're going to be processing more glass for us, which means I need to have more glass mix. So can I get both of these machines? That didn't work. Can I get the machine, please? Can I flip you? You flip, cool. Can I get this pipe to run here for me? Can I get a connector in there? Thank you. And then from there, thank you. From there up to there, can I also extend out these belts? So can I have our salt plus sand plus limestone all plugged in. Can I get this belt to go to here, this belt to go to here, and this belt to go to here? Can I do the same? You bottom one, you middle one, and you top one. These do chew an awful lot of salt each, potentially 100 each, which does mean that this belt, that needs to be upgraded. That needs to be upgraded, as does that. And you know what? We're just going to upgrade this again and again and upgrade you as well. Okay, with that done, I need to have our glass come out. Our glass mix come out, go into there. And I also need to flip this acid pipe. I'm going to need more glass mix online because each one of these produces 120 glass mix. 120 glass mix runs 2 of my smelters. With now me having 4 smelters online, that means you're going to cover 2. You're going to cover another 2. And I can't afford to run the rest off broken glass. I'm going to have at least 1 more up and running. So this is my 1 more. Can I get that built? Can I get that built? And can I get that upgraded? And that should give me enough glass mix to hopefully keep this running and fix my glass problem. Okay, that should solve that problem. All right, next problem I need to work out is recyclables. I actually have too many recyclables, and I also have a problem with these belts. These belts are Not 100% full, but 93% full is pretty damn full. I'm really hoping that if I take you and I put you here, and I take you and I put you here, and I put a connector on here, I can just squeeze a few more recyclables onto that belt and hopefully kick the problem down the road, because I can't really stop and solve the problem right now because I just not ready to, honestly. I need to rearrange a whole bunch of belts to fix this properly, so we're just going to run this in here. I'm going to make sure that my gold that's already been separated out is going to come up and go into there. And yeah, we're just going to hope that the problem goes away for a little while. Okay, can I get that built? Can I get that built? And we're going to hope that that stays on top of our recyclables. Next thing I want to do is you. Can I have you put material in here? You can put material in here. So why can't you dump material in there? What's your problem? You have dirt. This is full. This is full and not being... can I have you be emptied here? Yes. Can I have you be emptied? Actually, can I turn you back on? Much better. Because that can go on the train and get dumped on the other side of the island. This has now been filled in completely, which should solve that problem. Can I have... It was that box? Cool. Can I move that box from there to here so we can hopefully fill in the last of this hole? All right, with that done and that done, next thing I want to look at is that's the same one. That's recyclables. That's glass. Hopefully that's going to work itself out. Copper, we're still trying to fill out, but it's not really working because as fast as I'm making copper, I'm using said copper. All right, next thing I want to look at is this all sorter. This all sorter is full. This is the one for titanium. You have a dedicated truck that is hopefully, well, dumping the material in that tower's jurisdiction. Okay, can you also dump the material in your own tower's jurisdiction? You are, so that means we can dump it in the sea right here. Can I have you a little bit more centered? Edit. Here, perfect. All right, we're gonna keep dumping our rock just around the titanium so we can hopefully get out the titanium and I don't have to worry about it. All right, could not store all wheat after harvest. This belt is absolutely full. It's absolutely chockers, which means I need to do some upgrades. I've already run a second belt down here, but this belt, which is a Mark II belt, needs to become a Mark III belt, and we're gonna get all the food down the hill and processed as fast as possible. It's not the food processors that's running slow, it's the belts leading up to the food processors that are running too slow. So if I get that upgraded, that should be upgraded all the way through to here. Now I have three 450 belts coming in. So if I times 3 times 450, that's 1,350 materials. You are 2, 4, 6, 8, 1,000 materials on the belts currently, and I need you to go a little bit faster. So what we're going to be doing is I'm going to upgrade this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Can I also upgrade that and that? And can I upgrade this one and this one? So this is like all the belts down here that deal with the material coming through this little balancer. Can I do that one, and that one? Can I also do this one? Okay. And there's a belt under there. Okay, now with a lot of these, what they do is they pull out material, they fill up the bucket in front of them, and then if the bucket's full, they push material back out mostly onto the first belt. So what I actually want to do is I want to come through these guys and I want to actually upgrade the first belt. If you're running my food processor, I do recommend probably sooner rather than later that you upgrade the first belt to go as fast as possible, because it's generally the first belt that is the one that jams up the quickest, and therefore we're going to upgrade everything down the line at least up one tier to the faster we can get the belt to go, and that hopefully solves these problems and it means we can get the food from the farms down here fast enough. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to add another belt. It's sort of the point we're at, and I don't really have an option. Okay, can I go to... No, we've solved all those problems. All right, next thing you want to do, research. We're currently working our way through vehicle research number 9, which is going to be important. That's going to get me 5 more trucks. I was going to go on and do a solar panels and tree growth speed, but I want to put a pause in that one and a pause in that one because I want to get asteroid boosters. I want to get that research done. Then we can come back to solar and also tree growth speed. Thank you very much. And in the meantime, I actually want to set up the research before that, being the space probe. The space probe requires that I have some compass cores, also requires some electronics for, and requires plutonium. The good news is I happen to have some plutonium. We went and stored a whole bunch of plutonium previously over here. And what I want to do is I want to start processing that into space probes. Also, I need to make more plutonium going forth and store that over here. The way I make plutonium going forth is I actually take some of our enriched blanket fuel, turn it into normal blanket fuel, and take the enriched part and turn it into more plutonium. So I want to have this process up and running. Can I unpause you? That is going to take our enriched blanket fuel, push it down here first, which makes our replacement blanket fuel, also consume some of that depleted uranium. And then I want it to run these two machines. These two machines are going to be processing in, like I said, that depleted uranium, depleted uranium. Blanket fuel, the enriched blanket fuel, pop out normal blanket fuel and give me some plutonium, which will then fill up this box, which is good and all, but I also need to start making the said space probes. I want to get into probing the people and the other islands and also asteroids. So I need to start making these guys. We're going to upgrade you to the next tier. You need to be a tier 5. And I can pick the recipe. Okay, that means I need to have composite cores and also electronics over here and also plutonium. Now I could transport the plutonium across the map. The problem is the plutonium is slightly radioactive. So rather than taking the plutonium across the map, I'm going to bring the composite cores and also electronics over here. So can we get a beefer bucket? Can I get a reasonably sized bucket? Can I put that here and also here? Can I move you over slightly? And can I have you bring in composite cores and also electronics for? Can I put a delivery on that and a delivery on that? Okay, can we get both of those built? And then these guys, I want to have probably 2 assemblers. I want to make probes at some sort of speed. Doesn't have to be super fast, but I definitely want to make them. And can I have them store their probes over here? Can we have you be cleared? And at the same time, I'm going to need some people. So can we get some people born, please? Or at least moved into the town? We have some housing upgraded. If I unpause you, you're going to be 460 people. You're going to be another 460 people. That's going to bring up to just about 900. Can I unpause you as well? That'll take me well over 1,000. Because I also want to get this up and running. I'd really like to have the office up and running and have a little bit more points probably spent on research efficiency. That's probably the most important for me right now. Although contract profitability, we're at 10 of 15. We could bump that up and make sure our contracts are even more profitable. Not that we're really using that many contracts. We are using a few, but we'll see what happens after we actually get the population. All right, so first thing I need to do is I need to get a flat belt. Can I get just a tier 1 belt? Doesn't have to be anything special. Can we bring this out and bring that to there? Can I bring the composite cores out? Can I bring them over the top? And actually, you're low enough. We can just run a ramp to belt straight in. And then that just leaves my plutonium. My plutonium is going to come out. Eventually, over here, we do have that other bucket that I need to get removed. Can I bring you to here? Can I have you flipped? Can I put a belt? No, I want to put a belt here. And I should be able to take this on top of this pipe and across to... belt, pipe, come on, pipe. This way. Out to that tile. And... out to that one, please, that tile, and can get the bottom belt plug in there. Okay, with that done, can I get a lift? Can I plug the lift in there? Can I bring you up to that height and up to that height? Okay, with that done, I just want to be able to put my probes into that bucket and into that bucket. Okay, can I get all of this built? All right, with all that built and also my wonderful lift built, we can then start getting our plutonium moved across. We're going to say don't import in here, and I'm going to have this be marked as empty. I'm also going to make sure that I assign a single truck to be doing this job so I don't end up with too much plutonium moving around the map, because that sounds like a bad item. Also, I'm going to take the effort to hit delete on this, unpause it for the sake of unpausing it, and that means that one trucker's job is to, well, pick up the plutonium, move it across to, well, these 2 machines, shove it there manually, and then eventually, well, get rid of that radioactive waste storage as soon as it's empty. And we got that research done. Okay, can I get, because the research is now done, can I come back to here? Can I have on the Pronto 5 more of those trucks, because I'm having massive problems with deliveries. Speaking of deliveries, I need to have deliveries into these buckets. Can I have you be marked up to like priority number 5? Can I have you marked up to priority number 5? And that way, hopefully we'll get some stuff delivered. You have plutonium coming across right now. You have 40 out of 40, and you're about to have 40 out of 40 as well. But I need to also make sure these 2 items get delivered sooner rather than later. Okay, with all that happening, I'm going to say delete on because I have nowhere else for those uranium rods to go. And can I get a couple of buckets moved over here, please? Cool. Can we get those built? And can I go back to the depleted uranium buckets that we have over here and just mark them outright for deletion? I'd really like them to go away and they can be packed up and moved across town. That suits me perfectly. All right. I have 1,000 people, which means we can unpause you, and I have 1,100. If I wanted to put 5 levels into that, that would cost me 2,600, and I only have 1,600. So instead, I can put 10 levels into research efficiency, which is going to go from 18% to 26%. But more importantly, if I look at this, we're going to do rather than 200 research per minute per lab. That would take me up to 229, which is not that much of a boost, but it is a decent boost. If I put it in here instead, can we bring up contracts? Can I put that over there? I'd be able to put like 3 points into this. So can we go to an 8 module ship? Because that's what I'm running. If I bring those 3 points back out, we have 3,750 for 1,800. And that takes it up to 1,875. And the crude oil I don't really care about. The diamond one I don't really care about that much either. So no, we're going to go with research. Research seems like the more efficient one for me right now. And, and my maintenance is, where are we? Can I see this? Okay, maintenance is, we're using about 3.1k per minute. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. So if I have 3,100 divided by 6, means I need to have about 516 maintenance per building, and I'm currently producing 570. So if I'm producing 570, how many points can I pull out of this? Like a lot of them. Cool. What's that take us up to? Can I also pull out... I have 2 points in trains. Okay, we'll just do... Well, actually, I still have points left. 525, 519. What do I need? 225. If I pull one more point out, 270. 513. Okay, I think that'll put our maintenance just a little bit too low. All right, we're going to stick with that combination. 75 points. 75 points I can't do anything with. I can add to crop yield. I can add to food consumption. I can lower the unity cost. Sure. For contracts. Okay. Too much poop has a high supply of wastewater. Okay, that implies that I don't have enough people. Oh, I looked at available housing, not... Okay, can we do this then? Yeah. Oh, no, cancel. Pause. Yeah, I need more people moving. I wasn't watching. Okay, alright, we'll wait for some more people moving. Iron has nowhere to dig. Okay, you guys have finished digging out this. Can I have you show me the iron? It is everywhere. Great. Can I have you dig from here to here to here to here? Yeah, I like my mountains nice and flat, please. Okay, so this should solve itself. Now we have the poop processing, unless we happen to have too much poop. We have 696 divided by 696 divided by 160 is 4.3. No, we should be good as long as everything's been processed. So you have all the materials in. You're all being processed. This should be emptying, this should be refilling. Okay, now I have enough people. Can I go back into this? Can I turn that back off? And can I re-enable you? Okay, all right, so now I have at least that up and running. This should eventually recorrect itself, and it means I want to go on to high supply of gold. Well, we can fix that really quickly with another one of these. Okay, can I get you built? All right. Whilst we wait for that to build, I want to go and actually set up this production. Now, this production for Astro Boosters requires as a two-step process. It requires us to have titanium, plus also have some electronics 4, and have the enriched uranium 20%. I did make some enriched uranium 20%, but I'm going to have to make some more enriched uranium 20%, obviously, and also that's going to lead to a compact reactor. Compact reactor, I need to go and mix with some coppers and cores and also some diamonds to finally get some Astro Booster parts. Now, when it comes to enriched uranium 20%, it's not actually radioactive, which means I can, for argument's sake, go build this over here where I actually have the other components. I have composite cores right here. I have, nope, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. I have titanium alloy. Titanium alloys right here. As for diamonds, I have diamonds over here. So it sort of makes sense to build this over here. It does also mean that I need to get electronics, well, all the way over there. On top of that, I wouldn't mind loading electronics into the second rocket silo, because I'd like to have the second rocket silo up and running. The way we put in this is the order of priority. I want them to be able to launch things in, and the second rocket silo, once it's up and running, I want it to be able to launch maintenance, because that's very, very important. I also want it to be able to launch electronics, because that makes science go. And then I'd like it to make, well, be able to launch space probe parts. And then finally, once we actually have it up and running, I would very much like it if it could also launch Astro Boosters. But one problem at a time. High supply of flowers. Okay. High supply of flowers now means you're finally full. You make 2.4 and you make 3.7. And I have 4.5. So if I change this to this, you do 2.4, you do 2.4, and that's a total of 4.8, which is perfect, which means I can also turn off that. Too much trash. Well, that's an easy solution. We're just going to turn on another one of those. And that should also solve that problem. Okay. And that one's definitely going down. Okay, so finally. Need another truck. Okay, can I assign a truck here, please? Yeah, I have a truck shortage. Even with the extra, well, 2 we've made so far, I still have a giant truck shortage. All right. What I wanted to go do is I wanted to set up this. Okay. We have electronics 4 right here. I need to get them across the map. So the first thing I want to do is have a flat lift. We're going to be lifting these up to that height. And then from that height, I'm going to be bringing them from here to here, and then right the way across this giant pile of belts to about here. After we get to there, can I come out to this tile? Have you dropped down to ground level? And then I want you to come back up to height 2 and then slide across here. Now, through here, I have room for trucks to actually drive underneath here and drive through the rocket area. It's fine. I've never had any accidents with the trucks driving through the rocket area. Well, any accidents of the trucks or of rockets, but I still want to have the trucks to be able to drive through there to get access to things. I do need to it does mean that I need to be very careful with my placements of my pillars. Actually, maybe trucks can't get through anymore. Looks like pillars are in all the right places to stop them getting through, but I need to bring electronics 4 over the top through to here, and then unfortunately I have to go all the way around that building, just because there's no space to go over the top of it. But once we get over the top of that, we should be able to, can I come down a tile and go out here, and I should be able to bring electronics this way. Okay, so this is going to be my electronics 4. My electronics 4 belt's going to come all the way across. Also means my electronics 4 can do a quick pit stop. Hello? Right here and go directly into that bucket. All right, once it goes into that bucket, I also want to take it over, as I said, and run it into this rocket silo. So can I bring this into here? And I also want maintenance being this one. Can I bring maintenance supplies there, up, and okay, so can I bring that to here? Can I move this one over one more tile? So I can remove that, and then come on, I want my belt back. Can maintenance go in here? Okay, so that's those two. Whoop, that's those two both built. And can I also get this built because I want to start getting the second rocket cell actually up and running. So with those two built, they're now connected. Can I also get that built and connected? Can I get that built and processing? And can I come back over here? All right, so I need to have a couple of machines. First machine is going to be making the compact reactors, which I can't set up the recipe for yet. And the second machine is going to be making the actual asteroid boosters themselves. So I need to have two assemblers over here somewhere to do that process. I also need to go deal with a high supply fuel gas. High supply fuel gas means I need to turn on one of you guys. And output is full. Okay, output at full means I need to also turn on you guys to process more steam and turn in lovely water to send it off to the farms. Okay, hopefully that solves that problem. You are almost back to empty, which is great. And high supply of rock. You have a truck here. Your job is just dump stuff in the sea constantly. Maybe I need yet another. Oh, yes, there's two more trains here. Yeah, can I have yet another truck? And hopefully that solves that problem. All right, so we're just waiting for this research to finish. As soon as the research finishes, we should be good to go. In the meantime, oh, and I have enough computing. Okay, we can fix that. Can I come out here? Can I unpause one of you and unpause one of you? And computing is back at 3.6. We'll call it 4 for my 2.4 petaflops for my 2.49 petaflops. So let's unpause another one of those each, and therefore I should be at 2.68 petaflops. That solves all those problems. High supply of carbon dioxide means with another trash guy running, we're producing more carbon dioxide. So can I turn on you, which will then produce more graphite, which will then mean our smelter is just going to be a little bit cheaper to run. Okay, you are almost back to empty. Recyclables problem has not gone away, and those belts are still like 97, 98% full. We're going to hope that problem doesn't become a larger problem. And glass, we should double check glass. Glass went from empty to it is slowly filling up. Animal feed is now chockers, which actually is probably going to bring in a new problem. That is animal feed is heading this way en masse. And you guys burn 72 animal feed each. And that's 1, 2, 3 of them. That's 210. And I probably need to have you built and you built, which means I need to upgrade that belt to go faster. Yeah, to try and get rid of animal feed. Now the opposite problem, we have too much. Okay, and now we have not enough cake. If we have not enough cake, can I just come here and rudimentally get another machine up and running? And that should give us even more cake, which hopefully solves the cake problem. Also means a little bit more food that is going to end up being consumed. All right, research, come on, hurry up. All right, with research almost done, I need to come back to here. All right, so the items that I need to have to make the asteroid booster parts. The first item I'm going to need is goes in a bucket. It is going to be, can I put you here? Can I set you to be 20%? So I need to have enriched uranium 20%. That's going to be the first item I need. Second item I needed was titanium, which is this belt. Okay, can I bring titanium through to here? And then I want to plug both of those into these machines. Okay, so can I have you come through at that height? Yeah. Can I have electronics come through right above it? Oh, I tapped on the wrong belt. All right. Can I have you come through? Yeah. And then can I have you? That's the research I wanted. Thank you. Come through here. Okay. So you are going to be making our compact reactor. So we need titanium alloy, plus I need the electronics, plus I need the enriched uranium, and we're going to be putting 2 of you guys down. Why 2? The answer is you produce 4 each, and when it comes to the actual asteroids, the asteroid boosters themselves, well, I need to have 8 of them to make 8 of them. So yes, we're going to have you go there. We're going to have you go there. We're going to make sure I have a big bucket here to store boosters in. And can I have you be cleared? And can I have you go, well, right here. All right. So we need to have our enriched uranium. So enriched uranium can come into this machine, plus they can come into this machine. Can I then have a flat lift, which is going to go from here to, wrong belt. Can I go from here to that belt? And from here to that belt. Okay, with that done, I should be able to copy both those and paste them there, and have your output go, well, basically directly into this machine. Can I put that there, that there? Can I put the flat connector in there? And can I at least get U2 built, U2 built, U2 built, and U2 built? And that should bring my electronics. Nope, I forgot to build that part. A critical part at the start. All right, with the critical part at the start built, you guys should now get in your electronics. You already have your enriched uranium 20%, and the electronics are on their way, plus you already have your titanium. Okay, that needs to come in this machine. This machine is going to need to have the compact reactor, plus also needs to have some copper cores. Copper cores happen to be right here. So can I get that to come here? Can I get it to go flat a little bit, then up to height number 1? Can I move you forward a tile? Thank you very much. And can I then get a flat lift in right here? Cool. With that done, that's 2 of your ingredients built. The only thing you need to have as well is diamonds. Diamonds should be easy enough if I could just bring them in, because they happen to be right here. Yeah, diamonds already head right the way across the map for our contract, so I should be able to just steal them off the line like so. And can I have that built? And can I have that go into this machine right about here? All right, with that done, that should be the 3 items you need to have this guy up and running. You're going to be outputting. I want you to output into a very large box. If you could, helps if it actually plugs in. Can I turn off R mode so you actually plug in? Thank you very much. And that should be all you need. All right, where are my electronics? They're traveling. Okay, so they're on their way. That should get me both asteroid boosters and, of course, the probes. The probes we should already have up and running. And if I head back over to Probeville, you are outputting. I need you to not output for a little while because I really, really want to empty this storage instead, and the only way I get to do that is if they burn through, well, what's on the, well, I have the truck manually deliver things. So we have probes. I already have 412 probes, which is good. I also need to get well, enriched uranium 20%. Again, we're going to be getting that from our enriched blanket fuel, which means I need to turn on both of these machines, which is going to then fill this little bucket full of enriched blanket fuel, enriched uranium 20%, which we will then move across the map because it's not radioactive, and we'll move it over here to get these guys up and running. You are going to start making me boosters any second, and that also means I want to be able to load them into rockets. So this rocket right here, I want to unpause you. You can now get built, and I also have you load asteroid boosters, and next thing I'm going to need is a couple of buckets for delivery. So can I better put a bucket right here, and also a bucket right here. Can I have you go straight into there? And can I have you go straight into there? Okay. You are going to be asteroid boosters, and you are going to be probes. Cool. Now I can probe whoever I feel like. All right. So with that done, this rocket silo is available to launch. We have 2 rocket assembly buildings. I have 2 launch silos. I probably need to get the 3rd one up and running, but not just yet. But what I do need to do is I do need to prep my space station. Now, to do that, we already have these numbers down here. So we currently have 0, absolutely 0 probes, and absolutely 0 boosters out of 360. Now, I could upgrade the space station, and you would assume the higher I upgrade my space station, the more both probes and also boosters will give fit space. Turns out, all I can do is come down here and change the numbers. So I'd like to have 500 of those, please. I'd also like to have 500 of those if I could, and that means I just didn't have these boxes filled. As soon as we get some materials over here by me doing this and also me doing this, we should start getting them launched in space. But my biggest problem is, as always, my trucks carry a whole lot of materials. So if we come all the way back to here, unless I have, actually I do have several hundred in here, that means I should be able to get a truck at least to move some across, and therefore we should be able to get some probes launched. Can I go back to you? Can I set you to a priority that seems quite reasonable, being like number 2? And that way, hopefully I should get a delivery. You have 32 in stock, which means that's not a lot. And I also need to slide all the way up. Can I have you have a very high delivery of 2? But my biggest problem is I don't really have any of the enriched uranium 20% in stock. And I need to go through 4 every month to make sure that I can make 8 of these every single month as well. So we need to go back to the reactors and make sure that we're making 4. We are making 4. They're going to be coming over this box. This box obviously needs to be emptied in the other box. And again, because my trucks carry so much bloody material around, it means I have to wait probably a significant time between deliveries. Can I also do that again? Can I unpause you guys? Can I go through maintenance number 3? Maintenance number 3 is over here. And I can... Actually, let's look. How short am I? I'm just short. 816. Okay, 816. 816 divided by 3 machines is, I need 272. Okay, if we go back to you, can I pin you, please? And you, then I have you at 272. If I pull 1 point off that, 1 point off that, it went up by 3 points. Technically, that's enough. I lost 2 points worth of research, but I got 3, 4 on the maintenance. But at the end of the day, I'm going to need another maintenance machine sooner or later. So let's just get that done outright. Can I close this? Can I close this? Can I put down another one of you, please? Thank you very much. Can you go from here to... Come on. Here, and can I have you come this way, and this way, and then can I put this on here, and that should solve our maintenance problem. Okay, you, and you guys are outputting 24 each, which means this is 100 recyclables. That should be fine. Doesn't mean I have even more recyclables. Low supply of iron ore. That sounds bad. What's the train doing? Huh? I know. Oh. Yeah, can you be full of product? Iron ore. Otherwise, don't bother driving. Yeah, that would help. Can I change that to the same? Yeah. Okay, so we've had the trains just wandering back and forth, wasting fuel, so to speak. I have a high supply of fuel gas. That's a great sign. Can I... Or is it just because you guys are backed up? Working. Output is full. Output is full. Okay. So I have too much steam over here, which means I probably inherently have too much water over here. No. No, but you are venting steam. So I definitely have too much steam over here. So that means either more cooling towers just to recycle it, or plan B, which is... plan B is I set you to a priority, and then I flip you. And we just vent the excess steam. Because I'm already very, very positive on water. Okay, so low supply of iron ore, that's very bad. And that is because you guys started whacking away at a mountain of rock. And there's too much rock in here. Okay, you guys are taking the rock to there. The rock to there is going to the sea right there. Can I have you have an assigned truck? Thank you. Hopefully that solves that problem. Sand, we're low on as well. Sand, I expected. Can I come to here? And can I unpause you guys so we get in a lane of sand crushing? And that should solve the sand problem at least. The cake problem will go away shortly. The recyclables problem is absolutely full, which means we need to solve that in the very next episode. And... animal feed is also full, but that's a good full. Solar cell mono means I need to put down more solar cells. I have 2,500, which means we need to sort that out sooner or later. And probably more importantly is... have you launched anything yet? Auto launch, not enabled. Bang! Auto launch enabled. Cool. Which means now I have space probes. Cool. We have space probes, which means the next episode we can start looking at asteroids. Also, it means I can worry about these problems. Mainly the recyclables. The recyclables means I need to have a new belt for recyclables, run away through here, which is going to be an absolute nightmare. Also, iron is definitely a problem as well, but that seems like you guys need to do a better job of actually digging out some iron. You're set to rock. You're set to nothing. Okay, cool. Can you do iron ore? Can you do iron ore, please? Can you do rock? And you can do dirt? Because I sort of want somebody on dirt. Well, there's 5 of you. Iron, rock, iron. Okay, can you go do iron as well? At least we catch up on iron. All right, so I want you guys to do iron. As for the other mine is, well, removing the last of this mountain, and then they can go play with both the iron and the copper mine, and hopefully we can keep the other mines up and running. That means I shouldn't care too much. I have room for another reactor when I need another reactor, but all that and so much more, I'll have to wait for the next episode. With all that said and done, I need to call this episode right here. In the next episode, yes, we'll start looking at our space probes. We'll also start looking at recyclables. Recyclables is now an urgent job. I need to solve that problem immediately, which means I need to run more belts out here. I also need to do something in the way of, well, rearranging this system so it makes a little bit more sense, because I'm sort of out of space as well. But, like I said, all of that will have to wait for the very next episode. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you in the very next video. All right, bye.